Right. Well, welcome everybody. My name is Stacy Nelson. I am the current president-elect with the School Nutrition Association of Wisconsin. And then we will also let the rest of the Healthy School Meals for All Coalition leadership team introduce themselves.
Hi, everybody. My name is Caitlin Tarian, and I'm the SNA Wisconsin president this year, and I am the child nutrition coordinator for the Ashwaubenon School District. I'm going to pass it over to Allison.
Hello, everyone. I'm Allison Paff Harris. I work as the Farm to School Director at REAP Food Group in Madison, Wisconsin. And just to let you all know, we are starting to record these Healthy School Meals for All meetings so that folks who can't make this time have access to check out the coalition calls. I'll pass things over to Matt.
Hey all, my name is Matt Seenstra. I'm the Director of Strategic Partnerships and Programs at Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. And Stacy, I think you're next.
Yeah. So thanks for taking time out of your day to join us. We did reach out and we do not have an update from Representative Hong today. However, we did want to share with everyone that with the elections coming up right now is the perfect time to reach out to your representatives to ask them to visit with you so that you can discuss the importance of them backing Healthy School Meals for All Wisconsin, and what that would do for the kids in the state. It's also good to start building the relationship now so that when they are moving forward, they remember you and they will give you time. We have some fun things to go over today. I think what we'll do, we'll go ahead and go to Caitlin with updates from around the state.
Thanks, Stacy. I just saw Representative Hong jump on. Wondering if you have any updates for us at all today. Otherwise, we can move along if you've got nothing.
Our office is going to be sharing, hopefully within the next 3 days, a communications toolkit with some graphics that we're also circulating with other legislators for National School. What is it? Yes, National School Lunch Week, right? Yes, next week. So if folks would like to use that, they're more than welcome. We're hoping to have it out tomorrow. Otherwise, it'll be early Monday morning.
Thank you so much. Okay, so updates from around the state. As Representative Hong said, it is National School Lunch Week next week, and we are also in National Farm to School Month. So in just a moment here, anybody who has an apple, you were all asked to bring an apple with today. If you have an apple, we would love to take a picture of everyone on the call doing an apple crunch. But first, I'm going to go over some new funding that came out from the USDA, which is really exciting for schools and for our communities. So the USDA invested $1.7 billion to support farmers, deliver nutrition assistance, and bolster rural economies. So with this funding, about $500 million of that will go towards school nutrition programs to make more local food purchases. We think, speculating here, but we think it's going to be somewhat similar to the LFS grants in the past. And we're really looking forward to that money coming out. It'll be great for all of our communities. Okay, so everybody's got their apple. Allison, can you be the tech genius and take the picture for us? Because I don't know how to do that.
I absolutely can. And I'll give a little hint. If you forgot your apple, you can always do a little bit of a fake pose. I've learned this from other folks. So just kind of like doing a half hand hold. But if you got your apple, go ahead and join in. And so we're going to do 2 different photos. Well, let me see here if I can do mine and do a little, yeah, we'll just do this. Ready? On 1, 2, 3. 1. Beautiful. Got them.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for being such a willing participant. I'm going to pass it back over to Stacy.
Awesome. So I don't know if everyone had the privilege to see, but there was every year they nominate teachers for Teacher of the Year, and there happened to be a teacher that is from the New Richmond Area School District, and she is also their egg teacher. She was gonna try and hop on if her busy day allowed, but I don't see her on here. But she was nominated and received Teacher of the Year, and she gave a fantastic speech that we wanted to take the time to share. Even though she's not here, I'm just gonna share a little bit about her that she had given to me. So she's a community collaborator and national champion for agriculture for the last 25 years. Rachel Savola is the agri-science instructor at New Richmond High School. A lifelong learner who wants everyone to understand how their food is grown and raised, Rachel fosters an environment where students seek out new experiences through inquiry-based learning. These activities happen in the classroom, various lab spaces, and at the school farm she brought to fruition, where her students produce beef and veggies for school lunches. She also facilitates learning opportunities for other teachers to hone their skills as a mentor facilitator with the National Association of Agricultural Educators, and was just named 2025 Wisconsin Teacher of the Year. So I don't think she's joined, but we just want to share her speech just because it was so good. Allison, go ahead.
Excellent. I'm going to go ahead and just get this pulled up here on my other screen.
Every single teacher I know has a drawer of granola bars. That might sound wholesome at first, but let me explain why it isn't. I have one colleague who spends over $60 a week of their own money just on snacks for their high school students. Now we know that high schoolers can be ravenous, but this goes beyond that. You see, in my district, elementary kids were so hungry, they were going into other students' lockers to steal snacks. Now, before you pass judgment, think a minute. Do you know that feeling of being stuck in a meeting that will not end and you start to get hangry? I certainly do. And let me tell you, if we as adults have trouble concentrating without food, imagine what it's like to be a growing kid. I don't have to imagine, because I was one of those hungry kids. At the age of 8, my mom left my dad, my 3-year-old sister, and me. She took all the money from our farm earnings and went to feed her drug addiction. Money was tight after that. My dad was a single parent. He needed to work doubly as hard as a farmer, with some help from my grandma in raising us kids. I remember going grocery shopping with my dad. My job was to use the calculator to keep a running total of what we were spending. If something wasn't in our very tight budget, it went back on the shelf. Sometimes, if I miscalculated, we got up to the cashier and had to take things off our bill in front of all the people waiting in line behind us. So you see, I know a thing or two about hunger and about how we stigmatize it and blame folks just for being hungry. Here's one of those token moves. Whew. That's one of the reasons I became an agriculture teacher. After my first national FFA organization meeting at age 12, I was hooked. I made the connection between being able to grow food, feeding hungry people, showing leadership, and having fun while doing it. I was determined to help break the cycle of hunger. One of my very favorite things to say is, if you give me a hurdle, I'll find a way over it or around it. So here's how I've done just that. I've been an agricultural education instructor and FFA advisor for 26 years. I've taught thousands of students and community members how to grow and raise their own food. I founded our school farm, the SOAR Center. Our students and volunteers do all the chores and experience firsthand raising vegetables and beef, which we use in our school cafeteria. Since 2018, we've provided over 22,000 pounds of locally grown beef and thousands of pounds of veggies for school lunch. Food grown, raised, and processed by students, which lands on their plates. Our district's Happy Kids Backpack program helps make sure kids have food at home too. We provide vouchers for meat, milk, veggies, fruit, and eggs to our families. It's simple paperwork to fill out. They just have to ask. Now, cynical folks might call that a waste. But let me ask you, is feeding hungry kids a waste? I sure don't think so. In the past, I've seen families who need to apply for free or reduced lunch miss the cutoff by $1.57. Imagine that. Less than $2 over the income limit, and you get no benefits. That leads to hungry kids who can't concentrate to learn. That's baloney. Giving every student access to free, healthy breakfast and lunch eliminates the stigma of getting free school meals. And let me tell you, our cafeteria makes all of our food from scratch, and it's good. We've already rolled out a snack food program in our elementary and middle schools. The high school program is in the works, so our staff does not have to dig into their own pockets to make sure kids are fed. I'm also on the executive board of the 5 Loaves Food Shelf, making sure hungry families in the area are fed. Folks, it's pretty simple. Good people don't want children to go hungry. Good people don't look at those who have less and think those people are worth less. And I will always choose to feed and value all children. In education, we talk a lot about equity and inclusion. This approach walks the walk. Poverty is not a moral failing. Not helping those with fewer resources is a moral failing. And doubly so when it comes to children who have no say in the matter. When you have enough food to eat, you do better in school. Schools know that. Why do you think schools offer free breakfast on standardized test days? Here's the thing, it's pretty simple. No student in our state should go hungry. It is within our power to change. Other students do it, and we can too. I'm doing my part, and I want to help schools everywhere to succeed, but I need your help. Let's get everyone fed, Wisconsin. We can do this.
So while we were playing that wonderful speech, Rachel was able to hop on and join us. Rachel, thank you for taking time out of your day to join us. The floor is yours to share with us, please.
Well, gee, gosh, that was wonderful. Did you notice I said one word wrong? I said students when it should have been state there at the end. So, you know, as the speaker, you're always your own worst critic. So I just have to confess that that's the mistake that I made. I think it's wonderful to join you. It's wonderful to be asked to have this opportunity and to join you in this capacity. I want you to know that as a teacher on the front lines, this is my fight as well. So I am pleased and honored to help you in your pursuits to move this stuff forward. I have to tell you the irony that I just got my mail and there's a senator who wants to meet me and talk with me. And so we've been noticed in a different way as a result of a teacher standing before a large audience. And I'm super excited to explore that a little bit more. There's even potential talk about a conversation with Governor Walz. So, I've been doing this for 26 years. So sometimes you just never know what the next day is going to bring in a role like mine. And so I'm really excited and again, honored that you asked me to become part of your group, and I am ready to help in whatever way possible. Those of you who may know me a little bit know that I'm a doer. I don't like to sit around and philosophize about stuff. I want to put my boots on the ground and I want to make progress and move forward. So I'm hopeful that together we can all accomplish that great work. It kind of starts for me tonight because I think, Stacy, you might be coming over to take a little tour here of our New Richmond program. And, all of you are invited to come at any point in time to see what we're doing, to meet and visit and all of those things, because my life is an open book and I'm ready to move this thing forward. So let me know how I can best do that. It seems like this new title that I've been given carries a little weight that I had no idea really. I mean, I'm just a teacher. I put my pants on the same way as everyone else, but it's going to be pretty cool to watch this thing unfold. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rachel. And never say you're just a teacher. You're much, much more.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you again for coming. Does anyone have any quick questions for Rachel before she takes off and heads back to class?
Rachel, can you please run for office?
Well, the joke is that my dad has wanted me to be the U.S. Department of Agriculture secretary for a hell of a long time. And I always told him, no, am I doing that? But this is kind of intriguing at the point that I'm at. And I have been invited to Washington, D.C., so I'll do that in March. And again, that's not really my wheelhouse, but if I'm going to make change, let's make change. Let's go straight to the top. So
I love
yeah,
it.
yeah,
I love it. But DC can be gross sometimes. And
yes.
here in Wisconsin, we know that state legislature has a lot of power and we can do a lot of good here too. So my team will be reaching out. And if there's
Okay.
anything you need in terms of considering another position, which isn't as important as being a teacher, but I think you would be phenomenal at. So we'll chat.
Okay,
I'm going to nag
thank
you a lot.
All right. Also, I want to invite you, if you ever want to watch what's happening in my classroom. I don't have enough time to have lots of different social media. So if you just look for me on social media, on Facebook specifically, you'll see the things that are happening in my classroom. You'll see the treasures and trinkets. Right now, my kids are working hard while I'm on here with you. We're putting back together a skeleton of a bovine that we lost at our school farm. And so they're playing paleontologist, looking at things, and they're playing animal behaviorist as they figure out, how the skeleton is going to go back together and what behaviors led it to pass away in the first place. So there's never a dull moment here. We're always scientists and we're always looking for fun. But of course, we're growing food out there in the greenhouse too. So it's just a super fun place to be. And I'm blessed with great kids who glom onto my crazy ideas. So when we as a committee need a group of students who are ready and willing to also work hard and to try new things, these folks here are primed and ready for that experience. So that'll be awesome too. And thank you also in the chat for all the kind words. I appreciate that greatly.
One more quick question for you if you have a minute.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about how you started working with Bobby? Did she come to you or did you go to her? How did that play out?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I was already ensconced in farm to school when Bobby was hired here in New Richmond. Our previous supervisor, Karen Brummer, and I had partnered. And then when Karen retired, I was like, oh, what if I get somebody who doesn't believe the same things as I believe? But lo and behold, there's always a plan, and the greater good brought me Bobby Guyette. And man, oh man, am I blessed in that way. So We are always brainstorming. We try to sit down one-on-one about once a month to just see what's your new brainstorms, Rachel, what's your new brainstorms, Bobby, and how can we partner together and figure out what's best for our students, our community. And so she is a true blessing in my life. So it was me who approached her to say, oh, I've got these things going on, and I really hope that you'll be my next partner. And she said, absolutely, and does such a phenomenal job for our school district. So she can never leave me, and she's stuck here. So it's a great plan. And now we have, I don't know if you've met Bianca Crumpton, but she's our AmeriCorps person this year, and she has been a huge asset already. Her and I sat down for curriculum and how we could partner, and she's got a big lesson planned about school raised or farm raised salmon versus wild raised salmon. And we have aquaculture tanks here where we're going to be bringing bluegill in again here in a couple of weeks. And we're also trying to raise the world's largest goldfish, but we're not going to eat it. We want it for the Guinness Book of World Records, but it has to be 69 plus pounds in order. So we got a lot of work to do. Anyway, Bianca has been a huge asset to our school already as well. And so as a result, we're going to go tour a fish hatchery up in St. Croix Falls to see the process of stocking. And so it's just cool how we can combine all those things together. So
Very cool, Rachel. Thank you so much. And I'll see you in a little bit.
sounds good. Have a great day, everyone.
And now it will be Caitlin going over the coalition and campaign strategic plan.
Helps if I unmute myself. So we just heard from a really amazing person who uses her platform to advocate for the same thing that we're all trying to advocate for. So one of the things we wanted to do today, now that we've gotten a little bit of time in this new leadership structure, we really want to lean on everybody for support and ask you how you can use your platform where you're currently employed right now to help grow this coalition stronger and get our message out to more people in the state of Wisconsin. So Allison's going to pull up a poll for us. This in no way, shape, or form is you committing to anything at this time. We just kind of want to see where people's interests land. So what we want you to do is pick, if you were to help advocate for healthy school meals for Wisconsin, where do you think is your strongest point in helping us pass this cause? So Allison's going to pull a poll out.
Oh, I assume that means it didn't launch. Give me 1 second here. Let me relaunch this. Okay, I think it launched now.
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay, so if you guys want to take your vote, there's a lot of different areas that we're looking to share our message with. One of the main ones that we're looking for right now would be like the Pediatric Association for Wisconsin. If we can get doctors on board to help us with this cause, I think it can go a lot further. Obviously, a lot of us here today are from schools, so we can keep building that strong. Great, I see a lot of answers coming in.
I'm going to interrupt for 1 second, Caitlin, and just tell everybody on November 3rd, we're going to have a fall frolic at the SOAR Center, our school farm. And of course, all of you would be invited to come to it. It's a great, we did a spring one, a spring fling, and now we have a fall frolic. But it's a great place for people to just come and understand what happens in a farm to school program and actually see the animals on the farm. And then Bobby and Bianca are also going to table there for essentially celebrate healthy school lunches and our partnerships and all of those things there. So if any of you would be close by and want to do something as well at that event, you're more than welcome to come and set up a table.
Thanks, Rachel. That sounds fantastic. I wish I lived close to everybody so I could attend everything. Okay, so I see a lot of people here saying that they'd love to work on digital promotion, which is great. Legislative asks, outreach to schools. So really appreciate all of your input. One of the other things we wanted to take time to do today was go into breakout groups and discuss what your ideas are for moving this coalition forward. So we're gonna just send you in with a couple other people, and we want you guys to chat a little bit today on what you think would be a good goal moving forward.
Can I jump in here and just
Yeah.
start sharing? You guys already talked about it before, but inviting your area legislators in to your school, or if you're not in a specific district, you work outside of that, maybe reaching out to their food service director or food service team. Those are so important and impactful. When we've seen those visits happen, it's very eye-opening for those legislators who really have no clue what's going on behind the scenes. And frequently we get responses like, we didn't know that you guys served so many students so quickly. So it can really open their eyes to the impact that everybody's making in the school realm. So just really important. I would encourage people who are on this call to reach out to like colleagues in the area. Maybe you're not getting a response from your legislator. Just encouraging anybody and everybody to do that because it's so important, especially right now because it's election season and everybody wants your vote. So now is like the perfect time to do it. So if you need resources, I'll put a little plug in for SNA Wisconsin. We have a lot of great resources on our website, like templates on how to email your legislators, how to find your legislator. So please go ahead and look at that. And I'll get off my soapbox.
I just want to uplift too that if you are not getting responses from folks and you can document multiple times reaching out, that information would also be helpful for us here, or at least to me.
Okay, Allison, whenever you're ready to pop us into those groups.
All right, I'll pop us in.
Can you remind us what the prompt is? Or send it to all the breakouts?
Sorry, group 2.
All good, Lynn.
Yeah, we'll cut off on our.
I'm gonna send you an email though, because I would like to get more details on what happened and see if I can throw some sharp elbows around at DPI and figure out how to work around it if it's at all possible.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
So would anyone like to share what their group discussed?
I'll jump in. We had Anita for a couple minutes in our group, and she mentioned that in Milwaukee, one of the ways she's trying to increase more family involvement is starting out with a survey. So she sent out surveys to folks in her community. And that kind of sparked my idea of at some point, if there are funding opportunities or if someone would like to volunteer, just to be kind of a partnership coordinator to help share resources to folks about how to build some more community partnerships until we have the legislation, folks who are restaurant owners, but that, survey results are always going to tell us more information as well. And then Lynette had mentioned that one of the things that she's doing is reaching out to neighborhood associations and engaging with families there as well.
Great.
And
you.
yeah. Did I miss anything, group? All right.
I can share from our group, and Matt was taking notes, so Matt, chime in if I'm missing something. But he talked about working with student groups to see what their take on all of this was and getting them engaged and how to move healthy school meals forward. So different avenues in the state. It sounds like a group in Manitowoc has done some really cool things with building like a recipe book to help on the SNAP end of things from his lens, but I feel like those students are also interested in maybe joining the coalition as well. And then we talked about the farmers union and kind of what their reach was, and I did not know, but we've shared that they actually have policies surrounding supporting farm to school programs within their policies. So that was very interesting to me. So that might be an opportunity for either this coalition or the School Nutrition Association to kind of partner with them and talk about this initiative of healthy school meals for all. It sounds like they have quite a few members across the state, so it might be pretty impactful.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, our group talked about a few different things. My name is Jason. I'm a middle high school principal up in northern Wisconsin. Our district in our county actually is part of the community eligibility provision. So all of our students in the county get free breakfast as well as free lunch. So I'm a huge advocate of that. And just, a few miles north of us in Michigan, they all have that ability, which is great. But just trying to see where it's at. So we looked up and realized that it was a bill last year. So, and then it failed to pass after the estimate was received. So just seeing where we're at with that and what we can do from different parts of the state to help with this.
That's great. Thank you. Yeah, we unfortunately, and Representative Hong can speak to it more than I can, but our bill that's been issued a few times has failed, has not gotten very far in legislation, which is very unfortunate, but we're going to keep working towards that goal and we're not going to stop until we get there.
And Jason, to something that you brought up that I think is important, like what can we do? Just hearing you talk about the value of what free school meals for the kids at your school or district, having more voices like that to show the value is really important.
Right.
So thank you for joining us.
Yeah, and I could bring in a ton of data as well about our, we have 2 food banks in our area as well, and they're, I've reached out to them this week, and they both have walk-in freezers, and they're both completely empty. So just figure out where we're at as a county and how we can help these kids and families to eat, which is unbelievable that I even have to say that sentence, but here we are.
And
That's
Jason,
great.
if there's any way that you can have any written or recorded testimony from students, if they're willing to just share about what this means for them, if they're comfortable, or anytime that there is youth advocacy, it can be really powerful in organizing.
Yeah, and we have a great group of we call them peer educators. So they do some fun TikToks and things like that, but it's a lot of it is educational purposes. So that might be something that I pitch to them, and they could probably come up with something awesome.
Oh my gosh, we may have to contract out for them to do a lot more of our digital work. I don't TikTok, so this could mean a lot for the future here.
It's also great to have you as an administrator on this meeting with us. We've found that a lot of school districts, the food service department or the school nutrition department is really interested in carrying this initiative forward, but we don't always have support from our administration. So if you could continue to bring some of your colleagues in other districts on this call, that would be fantastic. And we really appreciate you being here.
Yeah, that sounds great. Thanks so much.
All right. Anyone else want to share anything today? Well, keep your eyes out because we do have our new strategic plan that we're kind of launching right now. And one of the things we're really interested in doing is getting more activity from all of you because you all have fantastic input and we really want to, share with the state what everyone has to say. So just, for a few little action items at the bottom, don't forget we have a sign-on letter if your district or organization is interested in signing on as support. One of the biggest things you can do is share your story with us. Stories are so powerful and impactful, especially to legislation. If it's something they can remember that's not statistics, it's usually very helpful. And then just, keep spreading the word.
I want to uplift again to invite either your current representatives or current state senators, candidates who are running in your district, to come visit your schools and check out what's going on. And if there are some that respond and some don't hesitate to publicize that information.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. I'm going to pick on Matt for 1 second to see if he has anything to add because I told him the other day he could be a salesman and he could probably sell trees to the forest. So you have any tips for anybody in the action items, Matt?
I would say everyone on this call like unknowingly is your own best salesperson. Is that no one has your story. Nobody has your experiences. And I think like for us to win this, it's going to be bringing these stories and these experiences together, not talking about something you heard, but talking about something that you know from your own experiences. This has been an incredibly motivational, inspiring call, and I'm excited to get to work with you all.
You sold me, Matt. Thank you.
Oh, did we just lose?
I was just gonna say, it looks
Caitlin?
like we lost her. Yeah.
Oh, she just said she got kicked out. So, I'll go ahead and close things up. Before I do, just want to leave a few minutes for anyone to add any last minute updates, questions, or anything else that you find you need in your day-to-day that the coalition and leadership team could provide for you all. So I'll open it up. The floor is open.
Also, if anyone has other events they want to uplift here, please feel free.
I'll give a quick shout out to someone who I see on the screen. Maggie Santa, Monona Grove, is doing a community dinner next Wednesday, October 16th from, is it 5 to 6:30 over at Cottage Grove School? It's a free meal. Come check it out. And she is highlighting a ton of awesome Wisconsin producers, Southern Wisconsin producers. So if you're in the area, come check it out. I'll make sure we've got the link to that event in the notes. I'll also give a shout out if you happen to be in the Green Bay area next Tuesday. Professor Gaddis is going to, who's often joined our calls, Professor Jennifer Gaddis is going to be doing a Badgers on Tap event. And I will go ahead and make sure that is in the notes because the exact details are escaping me, but definitely stop in and get an opportunity to chat with her. And then if you happen to be in the Madison area next Thursday, October 17th, Professor Gaddis is going to be speaking again as part of the Wisconsin Book Festival at the Central Library from 5:30 to 6:30, and welcome anyone and everyone to pop into that. So I will make sure that there are links to all three of those different events in the notes when they go out. Oh, and great. Yeah, Ryan, thank you. The National Farm to School Network Movement Meeting is next week, October 17th. We'll make sure to get that link in the notes for folks as well. Any other updates at all? Excellent. We've got the pancake breakfast coming up with the Cambridge FFA. We'll make sure we get that in the notes as well. And then Rachel, I'll be sure to get your fall frolic in the notes as well, so folks can come check it out. All right, hearing it be quiet for a little bit, we'll go ahead and call that all the updates. But if you do have additional updates, feel free to send them my way. Rachel, thank you again for joining us here today, and thank you for the absolutely amazing speech. Just so wonderful to have you here today and to just get to see and hear about your work. So thank you so much. And thank you everyone for joining us here today, and we'll let you all go. Happy Apple Crunch. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.